Everyone knows this one simple fact. Mount St. Helens is famous for spotting the LORAX. On Friday last week, my climbing partner and I climbed Mount St. Helens in search of the LORAX. Here is what happened. After 3 weeks straight of watching the weather, looking for a window, and reading the Mt. St. Helens Institute website's information, we finally found a window on Friday, November 21st, 2025. At this time of year, it's pretty unheard of for the summer climbing route to be open as well as the parking lot, but we got so lucky because Climbers Bivvy was open, Monitor Ridge was open, so we could cut off many miles and hours of climbing, and we decided to do exactly that. The only reason that Climbers Bivvy is still open is because of a drastic lack of snow on the mountain. I have never seen Mount St. Helens with this little snow at this time of year. We left Portland at 5:05 a.m.
Oh, that's why we're doing it.
We arrived to a completely empty Climbers Bivvy parking lot at 6:38 a.m.
It's so shiny.
Now, as an anxious climber, I always pack enough toilet paper to wipe an entire American corporate C-suite's worth of butts, and thank goodness I did.
Well, Climbers Bivvy might be open, but there's no toilet paper. We are the only ones here. Awesome, dear.
The bathrooms also don't smell because it is so cold and no one is up there doing their business, as evidenced by no one else in sight. The alpenglow at this time of day was a color I have never seen before. These clips are the actual color that it looked like. It was purple. Y'all, our world is magical. Just look at these colors. As usual with any Mount St. Helens climb, whether you're doing the summer route or the winter route, the first couple miles are pretty casual, laid back, comedic gold.
This is where the real mountain magic happens. Yeah. Extra storage.
You're right.
You didn't know you had.
Just don't waver. It's like a top hat.
Time passes quite quickly. Ever vigilant, we did not spot the LORAX, but we did see some glorious sister mountains in the distance. And then we hit the rocks. As you do. Anyone who has climbed Mount St. Helens post-eruption knows about the boulder field. You know, the boulder fields that you jam your poles into, lose the baskets of your poles inside of, and generally begin to curse their name as the day wears on. Before the eruption of Mount St. Helens in May of 1980, these boulder fields did not exist on the mountain. Mount St. Helens had so much more of what you would call a traditional looking mountain shape, with glaciers, snowfields, and none of this rock nonsense. All of these rocks that you are climbing over are part of the blast of Mount St. Helens. When you're climbing Monitor Ridge, the summer route, you are guided by wooden poles that are staked up the boulder field as you go. By 10:30 a.m., we had reached my favorite milestone on the mountain outside of the summit, which is the weather station. It's so unsuspecting. You wonder if it's a mirage. You're not in the desert, you are on the ice. You're thinking, how does this technology exist in this harsh winter weather environment? How could this possibly be here? Then we spotted some orange. The weather station is usually a bright spot because you can see the summit and the crater rim and you're like, oh, we're close. But then you also know just how not close you are. You're looking at like another hour plus. So it's tantalizing, hopeful, but tantalizing.
I think it's gonna be another half hour. That's all right. That's what we're here for.
When you can see the orange flags pointing out the cornice, you know it's go time. You are almost there. And that's when I turn on the afterburners, the jets. I go into 9th gear. The cornice, by the way, at this time of year is alive and well. Stay safe, stay alive, stay away from the cornice. For those of you that don't know what a cornice is, I like to call it a trap door on the mountain. It looks like you can just walk up to the edge of the snow and the ice and then whoo, you'll drop right down with it with thousands of pounds of snow and ice, and you can die. People have died that way. Respect the flags, don't go to the crater edge. You can still get plenty of great views of Mount Rainier and Mount Adams. Please respect the flags, don't go any further. And then it's all worth it when you summit.
Summit, y'all. And it's gorgeous. We are 2
We are 2 of 3 people on this mountain today. Can you imagine? But best of all, we spotted the infamous reclusive LORAX.
LORAX,
Speak for the trees on the top of Mt.St.Helens.
acceptable for a LORAX. There's the bottom. That's LORAX town.
We speak for the trees.
Yeah.
And not just one. We spotted 2 LORAXes on the top of Mt. St. Helens.
Yep.
The LORAX on the summit of Mt. St. Helens. Ever seen anything finer? I have 2 LORAXes. And now we descend. Unlike any other climb of Mt. St. Helens that I've done, we could not glissade to descend at any point. The conditions were not safe enough. There simply wasn't enough snow. And weirder than weird, our footprints from climbing up had been so wind-swept away that you wouldn't have even noticed they were there unless you were really looking hard for them. Do a little side skiing down the mountain. Woo! We were back at the weather station by about 1 p.m. Our spirits were high, the LORAXes were with us, and we had unparalleled views. Like usual, it took forever to climb down the boulder field. It took so much longer than I remember having it taken to go up, but you're having so much fun when you're going up because it's new and it's fresh and you're mountain climbing and you're so happy to be outside. And then when you're climbing down, you're like, I just want to get back to the car. How is this so long? And because there aren't any stretches right now where you can just climb over snow and ice, you are literally climbing over every boulder available. I'd not be happier to see this sign, which means we're going down to the gumdrop forest. Come with us, come down to the gumdrop forest. Yeah, I think that's our trail through the woods. But then we finally got to the trees and we were like, hallelujah. At this point, the LORAXes left us because this is their home. They went back to the trees and we said, we stand with you, we stand with the trees. We made it safely back to the parking lot. And we're back. But there was another car in the parking lot, but no one inside. My climbing partner claims he heard voices in the woods. I say it was the LORAX. If you like this video and you enjoy being outside and vicariously living outside with me through these videos, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time, hopefully outside.